Mic testing 1, 2, 3. Mic. Welcome, Chandan sir. We'll start in 1 or 2 minutes max.
Welcome, sir. Sure, sir.
So, how's the weather out there, sir? Is it?
1 minute, sir. Sir, I think it's a little bit hazy out here. Sometimes it becomes a little bit cloudy, and sometimes there's some little bit of like sunshine again comes out.
Yes.
So
So,
it's changing between these two
right,
aspects.
right. Same here, and here it's also having rainy. It's like hell rain. It's not like a simple rain. It's raining like a hell out here from morning. So probably still then you took out the time for us, and even the students are very curious about understanding what are the strategies to crack Neet.
So just sir, give me a minute. Let me connect to my Bluetooth so that
Sure, sir. Sure, sure.
just a minute, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are clearly audible. So I'm making it live. So we are going live now. So it will take hardly about 20 seconds to go live.
Okay, sir. Sir, how do I see?
No problem, sir. It's all my concern, sir. You don't worry about it. It's taking bit more time than usual.
Yeah, perhaps because of the weather, the network gets disturbed, or it becomes very slow actually during these weather.
So, dear students, as last Sunday we had a topic about journey as a doctor, right? Okay, so don't worry, Ashutosh, And my dear students, each and everything will be answered. So sir, session अभी तक शुरू नहीं हुआ है, but question आने शुरू हो गए हैं. So I have already got the questions from the student. I don't know why it is taking such a long time.
They'll have a lot of questions. And ODM Public School, now it's a very reputed school in Bhubaneswar, in all over Odisha.
Absolutely. And it is growing like anything nowadays, and it is progressing like anything. And it has come out like a big giant in the field of education industry. And our wishes and our prayers are with ODM Public School and their students so that they grow more and more in the future.
I have actually kept a track of ODM since last 2 years. This year they have produced so far the best percentile in JEE Men's, 99.95 percentile. Odisha, there was this funda or something like that.
Right, sir.
The
Right.
huge,
Absolutely. So my dear students, it is taking a long while. Just give me a minute, students. We'll start in a minute. So probably, sir, due to bad internet connection, we are not able to go live. But yes, we will upload this video later on.
yeah, sure.
So here today we go ahead with, we'll not waste any time. So we'll start with the session. So it's recording now. So we are recording it in the Zoom and we'll upload it later. So welcome, my dear students. Last Sunday we had a session on journey as a doctor. Now today our session is related to the doctor, but it's exactly the prerequisites, like the prior recognition of how to prepare for being a doctor. So today here we have with us our esteemed resource person and the chief speaker today and the expert in the field of Neet, Shri Chandan Pattanaik ji, and he is presently serving as a senior physics faculty at Career Point, Rourkela, and he is head of the academics of all the projects under Career Point Odisha. So probably he is a head of academics and is of physics department for all over Odisha. And he has completed his education in the field of electronics and communications from IIT Kanpur. And really, we had a wonderful pleasure having you on this stage. And he has served as a physics faculty for 10 years of experience in coaching and mentoring JEE Neet students. Prior to that, he was in FITGI Chennai Center from 2013 to 2017. And before that, he was working in Time Hyderabad, training students for JEE and Neet. And probably he is a person being from IIT, the people look into the lucrative job, but Chandan sir has chosen academics. He wanted to groom, he wanted to train the students, he wanted to make them achieve their goals, their career goals or their career choices, which they have taken. So probably Chandan sir has taken initiative that after completing his education from IIT, he will be mentoring the students for JEE and Neet. and he has started mentoring NEET students from 2017, and within the short span of 3 years he has produced 15 students who are now serving into various government medical colleges and aims all over India. Really, sir, it's a very big achievement that in 3 years 15 students is not a small number when it comes to competitive examination. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Career X episode 3, Strategies to Crack NEET. Now, sir, before I start with my question, NEET has suddenly gained a popularity since 2018. Suddenly, we can see like prior to 2017-18, there were only 7-8 lakh of aspirant applying for NEET. But now we are seeing that 10 to 14 lakhs of students are going for NEET rather than JEE. So how does this happen?
Sir, as far as I know, actually this was also this question was also in my mind for a long time. Till recently, in the last 1 or 2 years, I've spoken to my students who have taken admission into government colleges. That what I had asked them that what makes them students get into government medical colleges, or why the craze to get into NEET medical seats has suddenly overtaken JEE Mains, and the ratio in JEE Mains is dropping. And what I found out is that actually many students in government colleges in MKCG Barampur or STB Medical College, or let's say in AIMS Bhubaneswar, actually the point is that the course fees or of the complete duration is very less of NEET compared to medical, compared to if you study in NIT or IIT. Suddenly the fees, course fees for the whole per annum, or for the whole duration of 4 years, has increased multiple fold in government engineering colleges like NITs and IITs. Uh, as government has actually removed a huge part of subsidy which they were giving, and uh, they are of the opinion, most of my students are of the opinion that actually those students who are into the government medical colleges have actually scored very good percentile in JEE Mains. They could have easily taken a seat in NIT Rourkela or any other NIT, but since the course fees is very high compared to the government medical colleges, they have opted for medical science. So,
Okay, sir.
so
So
far as
you mean to say that probably due to the rise in fees and the subsidies which has been removed. So if in a single word, I will say that financial budget really matters, right, sir?
yes.
Okay. So dear students, remember this, the course subsidy has been removed from IITs and NITs. And so probably if I will ask that in IITs and NITs, what is the fees, and in government medical colleges, what is the fees? What is the difference exactly?
Government medical colleges per annum or per semester, your course fees is 26,000 per semester, and
Okay.
it's like 52,000 per year, whereas it will cost you around 1.5 lakhs to 1.6 lakhs in NITs.
Okay.
Per semester, the course fees is like 70 to 80,000. And imagine a son of a farmer,
Mhm.
or let's say students coming from villages, meritorious students coming from villages, from local ODM medium schools or Hindi medium schools, who are generally they don't have the information of study loan availability for them also. Lack of information is also another aspect here. So they try to, if they are qualifying for NEET, they are getting qualifying numbers, they're getting seat in government medical colleges, so they opt for that. Although concern in NEET is the course duration, that is for they have to study for 6 years, and in JEE Mains for BTech they have to study for 4 years, but still they opt for NEET.
So, sir, what is the exact eligibility criteria that a student should have in mind before going for NEET or pursuing NEET as a career?
In 11th, 12th, they have to, in general category, they have to score 60% in physics, chemistry, and biology in aggregate in all these three subjects, a minimum of 60%. And if they belong to SC and ST category, then there is a relaxation of 5%. So they have to score 55% combined in physics, chemistry, biology to get into or to be eligible to take admission into a medical college, government medical college.
Okay, very nice. And sir, what about the skill sets? That is a prior skill set required to pursue, or for a NEET aspirant, it should be in their mind. They should develop in the due course of time.
Sir, actually, skill sets are acquired over the duration of training of 2 years or 3 years from wherever a student starts pursuing for these entrance exams. Skill sets are actually acquired over the period of 2-3 years training. But yes, before skill set, I think the first or very important aspect they must have is determination and the willpower to succeed. They must have a very good hunger also of achievement.
Okay.
That is the prerequisite. If they have the hunger, they will work hard and they'll acquire the required skill set.
Okay. So probably you need to say that the patience is the first thing which they need to have.
Yeah, that is actually one of the very most vital factors.
So sir, if you would rate the toughness level of NEET exam out of 10, what score would you give?
Sir, I'd like to divide this question into two parts. Actually, toughness of NEET exam means if we speak of toughness of questions in the NEET exam, right? That I'll rate as 6 to 7 out of 10. But yes, many people must have in mind about toughness means the competition, the toughness of the competition. As the number of applicants in NEET is growing exponentially, we can say that exponential every year. The competition, if I rate the toughness of the competition, it will be like 9.9 out of 10 right now.
Right. I really like that term, sir, which you said, that exponential, because this is somewhat we expect from IIT and having some technical terms. So yes, it's exponentially high, raising high throughout the year. Exactly, sir. So students, keep in mind, if you go for the academics as a part, so the toughness level is 7. But if you go for competition, if you go to the level of the competition, then probably this toughness is 10 out of 10. It's very difficult. And even though if they have more, then probably और भी ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएगा. So sir, what is the exact and ideal time to prepare for NEET? Right now, foundation classes are very trending nowadays. The parents want their kids to start right away the foundation from class 8. So what is the exact time when they should start? Class 10th, 11th, 12th, or after their board examination? What is the ideal time?
So I think 11th is the ideal time. 10th, I'd like to clear this a little bit of misconception about 10th. I'd like to actually clear this. Basically, what happens in 10th is that if students are a little bit, if a student is kind of a slow starter or it's kind of a late bloomer, he or she needs more time to settle in. Then he or she can start from class 10, because mentally it gives you more time to mentally adjust yourself or mentally prepare yourself to prepare for NEET. Just that 1 year, that helps a lot. Plus in 10th we write NTSE, students write NTSE. That's again a national level examination. So if you qualifying stage 1 itself in NTSE gives a confidence. It gives a level of satisfaction, gives the confidence to the student that okay, I'm capable for the big stage. I can get into NEET or I can get into JEE Mains or JEE Advanced. Kind of that. But I think even if you don't start from 10th, you start from 11th. I think that's ample time from 11th. 2 years is enough to prepare well and crack NEET.
Okay, sir, I would just request a bit here, sir, if you can be a bit louder, because some students are really aggressive. They want to hear you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, sir, my next question is, so students, if you have any doubt or queries, this is the right time exactly. You can ask the questions. आपको अगर कोई भी question पूछना है, you can use the chat box. You can ask the question. In the meantime, in between, I will ask sir to answer your queries. So please, if you have any questions, you can ask it down in the chat box. So, sir, is it wise to drop years till you click Neet? Because I've seen a lot of students, they have dropped 2, 3 years, 4 years, just they are so much crazy about Neet. So, when is the right time to decide that I should drop a year or I should go ahead?
Sir, many people will differ with me. Actually, parents will differ with me on this. But it's a fact that you go and have a survey in any government medical college, in HCB or let's say MKCG or let's say VSS, Wills or Burla, anywhere. Out of 256 seats, there will be maximum 30 students who are freshers. Rest 220 are droppers. And believe me, the number of droppers, 1 year dropper is less compared to the number of 2 years dropper. And you will get the maximum ratio of 3 years dropper. So, right? So I'm not saying that, okay, it's wise or not, but I can't really say whether it is wise or not, because it depends on the person itself. But I say that being a student, I have studied my childhood, I spent my childhood in Bhubaneswar. I'm a student of DAV CS4, and I have seen many of my classmates and my seniors who are in SCB, who were in SCB, who studied in SCB, or who were in Windsor. They had dropped 3 years. They had dropped 4 years. One of my friends from Navodaya Vidyalaya, he was staying with me in Satyanagar in a hostel, and he dropped 4 years. By that time, I was a graduate,
Okay.
right? And they are all happy now. Well, now looking at them now, talking to them, I don't feel that they regret like they had dropped 3, 4 years to achieve what they achieved. So I don't think it is unwise if you drop years ultimately. Looking at my experience.
Okay. So, sir, here Asutosh has a question. Asutosh Mishra is asking that, sir, if we'll give 1 year more after 12th boardings, then give the NEET exam will be better, or 11th or 12th is essential.
See,
So,
Ashutosh, in my last 4 years stint in Neet, it's not only Neet, in JE also, uh, the top rankers are always freshers. You mind it. The top rankers, basically, droppers are never in the top rankers category. Very few toppers will be there in the top 100 or top 200 or top 500 categories. You get 80% of the top rankers will always be freshers. Uh, so I think uh, if you don't crack within the first 2 years, then you can go for another 1 year drop. But make sure that you study well in the 2 years. You are well prepared so that you save your time. You don't have to drop more than 1 year.
so sir, here Satya is asking a question: how to make our foundation strong in physics as well as chemistry?
Uh, see, uh, my yes, advice will be that here, don't try to follow many resources. Always follow a standard resource, that is NCRT, right? And wherever you are taking your coaching, follow the coaching material, follow NCRT strictly and the coaching material, and nothing else, nothing else. Apart from that, I don't. Only if you complete these things properly and you revise them, then you can go for more books. But initially, what happens is that some students, they take advices from a lot of people, from a lot of websites also, from YouTube video lectures, from YouTube lectures. They try to take advices from everywhere, and they create a lot of resources. So what happens is that they're not able to complete any particular resource properly also, which actually hampers their concept. You
So I
have to
think
make the concept.
Gargi has the same question. I think Gargi has got the answer. So Gargi is asking that what books other than NCRT we should follow. So Gargi, we are coming up with this question. So please be patient. This question will be answered itself. And Jayant is asking, sir, what must be our choice if we crack both JE and NEET at the same time? And what are the factors to decide where should I go?
See, first of all, if you're cracking JE and NEET, thinking about cracking JE and NEET at the same time and doing it is actually very, very difficult. You have to be, apart from very, very hardworking, or you have to be very, very intelligent also at the same time. And your memory has to be very good. You must have the quality of absorbing pressure a lot. You should have that quality, because it's not that easy. You're getting into NEET and you're getting into JMS at the same time, and four subjects. And considering the level of toughness these days, means trust me, when I look at the questions when I was preparing for JE, right, I laugh at those questions now. And during my days, I remember that they were very, very tough questions for me, right? So such is the level of toughness. Such it's growing multifolds every year. Means the level of questions, the intelligence in the questions, numerical calculations, making the questions lengthier, or making the graph-based questions lengthier. Everything is becoming more and more difficult. So I'll say that focus on one thing first. If you manage, then you can decide afterwards. But right now, it will be wiser to focus on one first.
So Jayant sir has clearly said that if you have a logical blend of mind, then engineering should be your preference. And you love numericals, you love machines, then engineering should be your choice. And if you love human engineering, that is human anatomy, then medical should be your choice. And if you don't fear blood or something and you like treating human beings, so Jayant, if human anatomy, then medical, if logical and machinery, then probably engineering. So sir has very clearly stated that. Thank you so much. So we'll proceed with our questions. So there is a myth amongst NEET aspirant that physics as a subject is which degrades their mark. How far is it right?
It's not very much correct. Yes, you can see that the number of in the if you look at the qualified students numbers, right? They generally, the percentage of marks generally is a little bit less in physics compared to chemistry and bio, provided that yes, the time taken to solve a physics paper in the 3 hours, you need to focus like 1 hour 15 to 20 minutes in a physics paper. And sometimes it becomes some questions are lengthier, so people sort of try to leave some questions so that their accuracy is not hampered. And chemistry in NEET and biology, compare if you see any NEET paper, chemistry will be easier compared to physics, and biology will be even easier compared to chemistry. So that is why people normally score a little bit less in uh, physics, but it really doesn't hamper. I don't think it degrades their marks. And how do you overcome? Yes, if you want to overcome, yes, there are students, who kind of like get 165 or 175 out of 180 in physics. If they have scored like 630 or 640, and their percentage of marks in physics is greater compared to chemistry and bio, uh, because they have, let's say, they have perhaps in that 2 years phase, they have worked more fearing physics. They have worked more on the concepts of physics, and ultimately they're achieving higher percentage of marks in physics, which helps them crack NEET government seats. Uh, so you have to put some more time in physics. Compared, if you are like studying for 7 hours, then you can focus for 3 hours in physics, 2 hours for chemistry, and 2 hours for bio. If if you physics is not your natural ability, then you should. And physics is again a very important subject. Without physics, it will be, without scoring good marks in physics, it will be very difficult to grab a government seat. So you should divide your timetable or study schedule accordingly, where you can put in more hours for physics.
Okay. So, sir, what are the total marks covered in NEET?
720 marks, sir. It's like 180 marks in physics, 180 in chemistry, and 360 in bio. You will get each question carries 4 marks. You'll get 45 questions in physics, 45 questions in chemistry, and 90 questions in bio. So total of 180 questions. Yes, this year again, for your information, this year NTA has changed the pattern. There will be now 200 questions. 50 questions in physics, 50 questions in chemistry, and 100 questions in bio. But the point is that 50 questions in physics or chemistry, it will be divided into 2 sections. Let's say first 35 questions in section 1, next 15 questions in section B. Again, from the next 15 questions, any 10 is compulsory. You have to only attempt any 10 out of 15 in section B, which makes a total of 45 questions. So there will be 50 questions. You have to attempt only 45 questions out of that. Especially 10 out of 15 questions in the section 2 in physics and chemistry, and 20 out of 30 questions in section 2 in biology. So now there are like 200 questions, but you will be evaluated on 180 questions, and the full marks is still the same, that is 720 marks.
720. Okay, so the 20 questions which has been added is optional questions they have added.
Yes, sir. They have added optional questions, plus they have divided again the 50 questions into section 1 and 2 in physics and chemistry.
Okay.
And also in bio.
Absolutely right. So students, please mark the changes which sir has said. Please record it, please note it. And if you still didn't get it, we have the recorded video will be uploaded to the YouTube. And next question to you is, sir, what was the NEET cutoff in 2020?
Cutoff, sir, cutoff is like you want to get admission into any college, let's say private college, then you have to be a 50 percentile scorer. Means you have to be among the top 50% students who are appearing in NEET. But when it comes to government, there is definitely very hard, very tough competition for government seats. Government seats are like 32,000, which is not increasing because not many new medical colleges are coming up now, like NITs. So what has happened is that in government, you have to score 99.2 percentile, 3 percentile minimum to be eligible for all India quota. And for state domicile quota, you have to be eligible for if you score like 99 percentile. Very specifically for Odisha, I can say that for government colleges in general category, for state domicile quota, the cutoff was 589 out of 720. Everyone can note this down. It is very, very high. Last year, it was 2019, it was 540. And from 2019 to 2020, it has taken a very steep jump by 49 marks. It's like 589 out of 720. And for all India quota, the cutoff is 613 out of 720.
Okay. So I already had this question. So sir has already explained that there are 2 quota system available. One is students, I'm just repeating, market, all India quota and state domicile quota. All India quota consists of 15%, as sir said, and state domicile quota is rest of the 85%. So you have to be 99 percentile to be into the all India quota, and probably to get a state quota. So if I'm not wrong, if they score, I'm just going by score, and with your figures I'm going, if they score 550 plus, probably they will be able to get the state domicile quota.
Yeah. It is for, let's say, for 2019 state domicile quota. Means for Odisha, 550 plus.
550 plus. Okay. So this is the information, students. Keep it in mind before you go and prepare for NEET. This all things should be clarified in your mind. Sir, out of curiosity, I have one more question. That's is really when we go into NEET preparation, sir, is it required that there is some kind of subjective cutoff that I have to pass in all three if I go in some other
No,
direction?
no, no,
Like,
no. There is no subjective cutoff.
okay, there is no subjective.
Apart from JEE Advanced, there is no subjective cutoff.
Okay, so it is only in JEE Advanced. In
Only
NEET, there is no subjective cutoff.
no subjective cutoff.
So, how much mark a candidate has to score to avail AIQ? Score. If I'm targeting the score.
For all India quota, sir.
Yes.
Sir, uh, for all India quota, like again, we can divide it into private and government colleges. Let's say private colleges taking their admission to all India quota. For that, the marks is very less, sir. It's like 180 or 200 marks, but out of 720. But if we speak of government colleges, like how much is eligible for AIQ? Again, AI all India quota eligibility is different for different states, sir. Like for Odisha, it is 613. But let's say if we talk of Delhi, sir, and in Delhi the AIMS Delhi it's now under NEET now. AIMS doesn't have a separate exam. Plus Safdarjung Medical College Hospital is there in Delhi. Maulana Azad Hospital. Means out of 10 top colleges, Delhi has got 4 to 5 colleges. So there, for all India quota, the mark suddenly increases to like 670 out of 720, or 665, 70, around that, out of 720. There will be other states, let's say northeastern states. For them, the all India quota eligibility will be like 570, 560. It will be a little bit less. Depends on what colleges are there in a particular state and what is the ranking, or what is the current ranking.
Okay. So probably if I will go with a straight figure, 600 plus is the target that a student should think of.
On an average.
All in average.
So that is why I'm saying that if we speak of the level of toughness of competition, it is like 99.9% tough out of 100.
Okay, so sir, we have again some questions from the students. Sir, what should be our schedule for better preparation of NEET?
See, Anchal, I'll try to say that now try to prepare a normal schedule. Try to put in 4 to 5 hours of studies apart from your school and coaching hours. Like if the coaching hours is under your school, is in the school, then that is very, very good. Then you have got a lot of time for self-study, but at least try to put in 4 to 5 hours. And my suggestion to students is that whenever you are trying to study, when you're studying, try to keep a long session once in every day. You should have at least one long 3-hour minimum. When you're sitting to study, minimum 3 to 4 hours session. One session should be like that, because the lengthier is your session, the more productive it is. You finish more work in a short time, the lengthier is your session. But if you take like 1 hour session and half an hour break, 1 hour session, half an hour break, so with repeated breaks, your work becomes slow. So I'll say that even if you are only studying for 5 hours, if you do it at once, it's better.
So sir, here Ashutosh is asking that, sir, can we prepare both JEE and NEET as each one have different subject, JEE and NEET together?
Can we prepare for both of them?
Yes. He wants to prepare for JEE and NEET both.
Yes, you can prepare, but I would suggest to focus on one first. If you are focusing on any one, JEE or NEET, and you are scoring good numbers in your coaching, wherever you are taking your coaching or wherever you have taken a test series, if you are getting good marks on a regular basis, then you can try on again adding another one or another entrance exam in your vision, or in your aim, whatever you are aiming for, right? But try to first focus on one, do good in one, then you can focus on both. That would be my advice.
So total number of seats available in NEET, and do all seats get filled up, sir?
Yeah, sir. For government medical colleges, it's for sure that all the seats are getting filled up. there are like 30,000 seats, 30K seats all over India in all the government medical colleges, and yes, they get filled up.
Sir, what about private? If we combine both private and government, how many total seats are available?
Okay, sir. If private and government total seats, sir, private again, again, if I take the category which considers Neet percentile or Neet score and takes admission, because private have both. One, they will take through this Neet score. The other one is the management quota. So if we remove this management quota aspect, if you are going through Neet entrance exams, then in private again there will be roughly around another 40,000 seats.
Another 40,000.
Yeah.
So probably, sir, you're talking about 70 to 75,000 seats are there all over, and 30,000, if we bifurcate it, 30,000 is for government and 40 to 45,000 is for private.
Yeah,
Okay. That's very clear, sir. That's very clear. Thank you so much. And sir, how much mark a candidate from SC/ST category to target for NEET?
uh, for last year, I can say that looking at last year's progress for state domicile quota, they have to target like 520, 530 marks. And if we go by 2019's target, it will be like 460 to 470 marks out of 720.
So this is my personal question, which I'm asking you, sir. Like for last 2 years, continuously students have performed 720 out of 720. So both the time the students have scored the full mark. So is it really it is going to happen that this time the NEET examination is going to be tougher?
Depends. Depends. Perhaps I don't know. Had the meeting been like scheduled tomorrow, we would have got the information, because I think right now NEET exam is going on this year.
Okay, so probably it is very difficult to answer this question. That I just questioned you out of curiosity. Yes, it is really very difficult to answer this question until and unless we have the question paper in our hand. So students, as nowadays the exams have become very competitive and they are scoring 720 out of 720. So probably there are chances that the question get more tougher, or if the level of toughness may remain same also. So anything can happen. So probably, as sir said, that the right time is that tomorrow we are going to get to understand that how the exam was.
And sir, if you ask me of me personally, I'm of the opinion that it should be tough. It should have been tough, because actually a tough paper separates a very good student from a good student. It separates an excellent student from a very good student. We can see that separation, because last year, since it was very easy, suddenly the qualifying marks they went very high. You won't believe that that like 630 out of 720. In 630, the all India rank was 8,500. Same 630 out of 720 in 2019 would fetch you all India rank of 1,500. Imagine uh, uh, the competition. Like 630 in 2019 is like all India rank 1,500, which is very good. And suddenly that becomes 8,500, which now doesn't look, although it's all India rank, but now doesn't look that good.
Absolutely.
Very high numbers.
Absolutely. So, sir, what are the books that a candidate should prefer while pursuing NEET in mind?
For physics, I can say that they have to pursue NCERT 100%. And sometimes what happens is that NCERT becomes a little bit boring. It's very difficult to read the text of NCERT and digest it. So they can follow NCERT on fingertips by MTG publication. Actually, NCERT on fingertips has converted each and every sentence of NCERT into a question. And from there, the student can get a lot of idea about how any statement or any particular conclusion or any particular concept can be converted into a question. So that will give you a fair deal. Chemistry also, I will say that students can go for NCERT on fingertips apart from NCERT, because NCERT on fingertips makes NCERT learning very easy. And NEET is completely based on NCERT. You don't have to divert anywhere apart from NCERT. And for bio, you can take both NCERT on fingertips and you can take Dr. Ali also. Dr. Ali actually is even better compared to MPG's NCERT on fingertips in bio.
So I think Gargi, your question is answered. You asked about the reference books, so sir has already answered your question. So sir, how much mark a candidate has to secure for dental and Ayush?
Sir, for dental, like if like as we spoke for MBBS, home state domicile quota, it was like 550. For BDS, will be like another 20 to 30 marks less. But for Ayush, it is very less actually. For Ayush, it is like 420 out of 720.
420 out of 720.
420 out of
Okay, so if you want to go for homeopathic, Ayurvedic as or Unani medicine as MBBS in that, so probably you need to score 420 plus your target should be 420. And if you're going for dental in government medical colleges, again 530 or 550 plus should be your target. So, sir, which category of student should think of dropping a year for preparation? This is a huge question mark while I counsel students, while they come down for the counsel, I say, should I drop a year or not? So, if you can answer, would be really helpful for me.
Sir, those who have already taken training in 11, 12, NEET based specific training in 11 and 12, and have already, according to the training, also have also followed the training or implemented it, but somehow were not able to come up with flying colors or succeed in NEET, they can drop. Or even if those students who are very good in academics, they have done their academics very well, both 11 and 12 in school level, they can also drop, take a drop. Even if you have not done your 11 properly, you have specially focused for your 12th board exams and you have studied your class 12th very properly, those students can also drop.
So, sir, how a student should manage between boards and competitive question? This is a very common question for you, but yes, students want to know about it.
See, I always, as usual, I always say that focus on, if you are preparing for NEET, you are already into a training program, focus more on the entrance training aspect. And uh, again, if we discuss about board exams, actually, board exams, the question uh, since 2017 has become now very, very tough. Certain questions in board exams you will never get in NEET entrance exam also. So you will get certain problems in board exams in class 12 in physics or math or chemistry will my most probably will not be asked in NEET. Now the CBSE board has become so much tough. So even if you are preparing particularly for NEET, it will never hamper your academic studies. The difference is that in board exams, you have to prepare theory, you have to prepare for numericals, because MCQs are also coming in board exams now. You have to prepare for 1 mark question, 2 mark questions, right? You have to prepare for case-based study type questions, because the pattern is according to the new pattern in CBSE. Apart from theory numericals, you have to also practice some derivations for board exams. But that is the only difference between board and NEET. In NEET, you will not get any derivations. But yes, for NEET also you have to practice numericals and theory-based questions. So when you are practicing numerical and theory-based questions, you are already your board exam content is also getting done, right? For board exam, it's you have to only additionally practice subjective derivative questions or derivation type questions. That's all. So I don't think now there is a lot of difference between your academics and the entrance.
So, sir, how a student, which kind of student should avoid dropping their year after completing of their 12th?
If they have not done any concept at all properly, 10, even like 20 to 30% of the concepts also, even at the school level, at the board level.
Okay. Okay. So it's very clearly, if you are not prepared well and you have not attended the coaching and you have done the coaching also, if you have not completed at least 20, 30%, 40% of the syllabus, so probably do not think of dropping a year. So you should either to change your career or you can go for a private medical as an option.
Yeah.
So if I'll ask you, sir, some top coaching center of the nation for NEET, if student wants to pursue, what should be that?
See, I'll tell you one of the recent rankings in Outlook, sorry, India Today. For NEET, the top ranked institute was Akash in one. In number two, it was Allen, and three, you had a Career Point. And for JEE Men's, FITCI was ranked one, Allen was ranked two, and uh, perhaps Resonance was ranked three.
Okay.
These were the top three in.
That means we can say that all depends on quota factory, right, sir?
Sir, Akash and FITCI, they're from Delhi, sir.
Delhi. Okay. So Delhi and quota factory. Delhi factory and quota factory is actually the giant of coaching centers in JEE and NEET, probably. And so top medical colleges, both government and private category, if according to you, if you will rate it, which one will be the top medical colleges in government and private? If you can name only one or two, all will work out.
The best is AIMS Delhi, sir. Then comes Jipmar, Pondicherry. Then there are a few colleges in Delhi, like I spoke earlier, Maulana Azad College and Safdarjung Hospital, Medical College and Hospital. These are probably the topmost. And Banaras BHU Medical College, Banaras Medical College under Banaras Hindu University.
So, sir, my Maulana Azad Medical College.
In private, CMC Vellore is the topmost.
Okay. Okay. So CMC Vellore in the private is one of the best foundation, and even though students in our last session also, Dr. Swagat said he referred some of the medical college, and today you got the reference of some more medical college. So probably you have 10, 20 now in your buckets. So if you have any doubt or query regarding the medical college, you can watch this session on the YouTube live for your clarity and for your confirmations. Now, sir, immediately moving to students' queries. Sir, here I have a question from Jasmeet saying that, sir, my question is that how Chandan sir prepared for JEE?
See, Jasmeet, I'll remove one of your misconception. I prepared for JEE, but I didn't click JEE Advanced, right? Then I pursued with BSc, and then I cracked IIT JAM. Having studied from BJP Autonomous College in Bhubaneswar, I cracked in IIT JAM, and I studied MSc Electronics and again MTech in Electronics from IIT Kanpur. So I went to IITs at the postgraduate stage, not at the graduate stage.
Okay. So probably you have to keep hunting. So sir has done his BSc sir, from which college you have done BSc, if you can make
BJP Autonomous College in Bhubaneswar.
BJP Autonomous College, Bhubaneswar. So this is a right trend for you students. The craze, the persuasion never ends. What if he didn't get the seat in the graduation level, but yes, he secured his MSc and MTech in the post-graduation level in the IITs. So brand name matters, but yes, your persuasion should never end. You should keep hunting, you should keep on going. So आप जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको खाली प्रिपेयर करना है ग्रेजुएशन लेवल के लिए, बट हाँ अगर नहीं भी हुआ तो पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन में भी आपके पास ऑप्शन है, यू कैन गो फॉर दैट. Now, second question is from Anchal saying that, sir, what should be okay, we have already answered that schedule. And Ashutosh is asking, sir, how anyone can prepare both JEE and NEET as each one have a different subject. So it is already answered, Ashutosh. Now, Satya, without going to the coaching and without using study material, can we crack NEET with a perfect score of 720 out of 720?
Sir, can you repeat the question once more?
Without going coaching center or without using study materials, only using NCRT as a reference, can we crack NEET with a perfect score of 720?
See, you might crack, but the point is that if you don't practice at a particular specific, according to the specific requirement level, like in NEET, you have to uh, uh, attempt 180 questions in 3 hours, and all are objective questions. So you need to, even if you don't have study material, you need to have some reference book which provides you sufficient objective questions, conceptual objective questions. You need to practice them, and you need to, yes, even if you're not taking a coaching test series, you can take the test series of NT Abhyas app, which is free of cost. NTA and National Testing Agency itself, through its app, is providing a lot of mock tests for JEE Mains and NTA. Many students, even for my students also, I speak to them that yes, you have the privilege to become trained, that you are getting trained, but uh, there are a lot of students, very good students, who are academically very good, uh, but they don't have the privilege of this training because they belong to remote villages or downtrodden areas in our country, where they cannot come to the cities and afford the cost of the coaching, and they can't take training. But through NTA Abhyas app, or by just taking reference books, and through NTA Abhyas app, they are taking informal training, or they're taking kind of virtual training. They're writing the test series and they're doing well. And that is the reason why the level of toughness or the competition has increased, because NTA itself is preparing the papers, and NTA also, for the preparation of those students, has launched an app where it is giving numerous practice tests. Now, if untrained students are taking advantage of that and they're moving ahead, so being trained students definitely have to also take advantage of that opportunity. You have to, at least if you're not taking any coaching or you're not going anywhere, you're not preferring any other study material of any coaching study material, you must have some reference book which give you adequate objective conceptual questions practice. Plus, you need to also write tests. So you can write NT Abhyas apps test on a regular basis and test yourself. Because if you don't do the fault analysis, it is highly improbable that you go on the final day of NEET exams and you score very good numbers in 720, because you are bound to, if you have not done any test analysis, you have not done any fault analysis before, you are bound to fail in even easy questions there also.
So, sir, here Amrita has next question. We are going to give NEET next year. So, any specific schedule for us as a 12th student from now? Sir, if we can move a bit faster because we have a short time left on.
Sure. Amrita, I'll say that please try to focus 5 to 6 hours in self-study, right? And try to take out a long duration session, like 4 hours at once. And you can divide the next 2 hours in another session.
So I think Amrita, you got your answer. You need 4 hours to 6 hours a day at a stretch. So the long you go for a study, the better is the result and the better the output will be. And sir, we have next question from Tilak Mishra. How many marks we need to secure to get a better medical college? I'll answer that, sir, for you. So sir has already said that you need to target, if you are into SC/ST quota, you need to target 530 plus, and probably if you want to go for you are into general category, then 600 plus should be your target area, and if you're going for dental, then 550 plus should be your target area. So I hope so I'm able to answer your question, Tilak. And sir, my next question is from Shubha Lakshmi. Sir, can you please give some tips in our daily preparation?
See, daily preparation, again, I'll say that you can put proper hours, right? Revise the notes properly, solve some questions in physics and chemistry, at least 10-15 questions in physics, 20-30 questions in chemistry. In bio, since the questions are all theoretical questions, there are no numerical questions. Very few chapters have numerical questions. So bio, on a daily basis, you should target practicing 80 to 100 questions from any prescribed book.
Sir, here Ishita is asking question. Sir, for DGO mark cutoff is?
what is the full form of DGO, sir?
So Ishita, can you abbreviate DGO? What do you mean by DGO? Now, sir, we'll move to next question. Ashirwad is asking, sir, I want to know, is there any other career option except medical by cracking NEET exam, or only medical is equal to NEETs? Is this a myth?
Any other career option in medical?
In medical.
Yes, there are also like medical. It's not that there's a job like doctors have do jobs in medical. You have nowadays students from BSc. They are running. They are continuing with some radiology courses, and they are getting employed in the this radiology department in every medical college. In one of our seniors, I know, like Baba Atomic Research Center, BARC, is
So
also providing a BSc in nuclear biology.
If I reevaluate your answer, sir, if I will reevaluate your answer, it is allied medical, probably radiology imaging. You can go for nuclear medicine and technology. You can be into research.
Yeah.
You can be a professor in the future, but you need to have good at academic. So here I will tell you, Ashirwad, if you want a clarity about other career options, then go for last Sunday's session on YouTube. You can watch that. You can have a clarity in idea. So today is only about NEET specific. So probably this is the answer. So what is the part to get into Army Medical Institute? Sir, Armed Forces Medical College.
Again, the Armed Forces Medical College also, they take, I think the counseling is different, but they will select you through your NEET score. They will run a different counseling for that.
Do they also target for same 600 plus category in all India quota?
Yeah, most probably. As far as I know that they also take very high numbers.
Okay, sir, we are already, DGO is a diploma in gynecology and obstetrics. She's asking about diploma in gynecology.
You will do that when you become an MBBS. That's a specialization course again. You do these courses after your MBBS.
Okay, so Ishita, exactly, sir has said that DGO is something which you can pursue it after. This completely goes into allied medical. Just for a sake of your information, and you have done MBBS. With MBBS, when you are doing your specialization, which is called as PG, with that parallelly you can pursue this diploma in gynecology and obstetrics. But probably as an MBBS doctor, you do not need to go into that. That is something called as allied medical. So you have to give the examination for allied medical, which AIMS conducts, JIPMER conducts, and even though we have other private medical colleges who are providing diploma in gynecology and obstetrics. So being into diploma into gynecology and obstetrics, you cannot get into the level of doctor. You cannot be called as a doctor, but you can call as a therapist. So Ashirwad is saying thank you to you, sir. And here we have last question. I will close that. Is there any reservation for OBC creamy layer by Swati?
It doesn't work in Odisha, sir. In Odisha, it has to be in state domicile quota of Odisha. Non-creamy layer only works. OBC creamy layer is like general.
Okay, so OBC is treated as a general. So I think you got your answer, Swati. So OBC is treated as a general. So there is no creamy layer. So probably you have to work very hard. No shortcuts. And with this, the Career X episode number 3, Career in Medical, Strategies to Crack NEET, has come to its end. And probably, sir, you have answered it very beautifully, and it's our privilege that you took out your valuable time out of your schedule, out of your classes, to give us this knowledge and imparting session and giving us ideas about the strategies to crack NEET. It was really a wonderful session. And probably, sir, we will say that as a teacher, being alumni from IIT, so people look into a lucrative career, going into MNC, doing a job, but you took this noble career as your future, being coaching students to achieve their dreams, achieve their targets, and really you are doing a very noble job. And really, I, sir, respect teachers a lot. With the due course of time, when I grew up, so I understand what is the value of a teacher, because we spend around 6 to 8 hours a day with the teacher, more than we spend with our family. Apart from keeping apart this pandemic away from that, so now we are spending time with the family most, but usually we learn from our teachers, we understand from our teachers, and we get all the wisdom from our teacher. So you are doing a really wonderful job, sir, and we pray that you grow more and more in the future and you make more aspirants from NEET and medical, NEET and engineering both together. Thank you so much, Chandan sir, for joining our talk show, and that was really wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Career X signing off.